Hey everybody, we are here with Kent with Bent 104, Kent's Trek, The Wrath of Darwin, featuring on the thumbnail the sexiest Darwin you've ever seen, because, you know, it's the body of Ricardo Montalban, so, you know.
Yep. That's fair.
Yeah.
Have you seen that guy on Twitter? He's great.
Yeah. And, you know, in Wrath of Khan, he had some pretty amazing pecs.
That he did.
So, especially he was already fairly old when they filmed that movie. I'm like, damn, he's keeping up with all that exercise, I guess. That's pretty good. Anyway,
nice.
We actually have a couple of, not super chats, these are milestone chats. We have one from Sarah Talbert, who is a member at the Amniote level and who's been a member for 4 months, who says, AIG is a sack of pickled eggplant. We will take a drink for that.
Thank you for allowing me to start drinking so soon.
Yes, it's much appreciated. We also have from Nicole, who's been a member for 1 month and is also at the Amniote level, watching Dapper during a power outage. This should be fun. Well, I hope the power comes back soon, and also I hope that you're not in a place where power is an important part of, you know, just not dying, like, you know, like a frozen wasteland, like one of our guest here lives in. Because, of course, we have a guest. We have Chesh.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, Chesh.
Hi, Chesh.
Hello.
If you've been watching Kent with Bent for a while, or you've, like, binged the back catalog, I think Chesh is probably our most frequent guest on
cool.
Kent with Bent, I think.
Nice.
And so,
yeah.
You know, we bring her in every once in a while. So that way, we don't have to do so much work. Chesh can do some.
I mean, I don't mind shouldering some of that.
Yeah,
I can't with this.
It's a heavy burden.
I'm already suffering.
Yeah, I mean, we listened to like 3 seconds of Kent Hovind to make sure that the audio was working. Already, it's already bad.
It was a rough 3 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever be the same again.
I mean, with Kent, can you ever? Speaking of which, though, I want to bookend with this. Chesh, I feel like there's something going on with the three of us around Kent on another channel.
Yes, we are having a very special Kent Hovind Dumbfect Friday. So if you're interested in joining me and Manya for our usual Dumbfect scenarios, Manya is back. We were going to be joined by Dapper and Bent, and we're going to look at some more recent Kent Hovind news.
Yeah.
I use the term news very loosely.
Well, this was news that was actually reported on a news site that is not, like, a small YouTube channel.
Sadly.
So, you know.
Sadly, yes. Yes,
right.
It was. Yes.
So, what time is that
but
on
yeah,
Friday?
We're going to cover that. We're going to look a little bit about what he was saying on video on Twitter. And I was sent by, you guys remember Peter Riley?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he sent me an email that's got some interview that Kent Hovind has done. So we're going to take a look at that.
Interesting. Okay. All right. And
so yeah, join us on Friday.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I'm planning on it being fun. I'm planning on having fun. I don't know. Maybe it'll be miserable.
I'm going to have fun.
Okay.
I'm going to have
Friday,
fun too.
No Relation Edition. That's a good name. I might use that.
Nice.
Yeah, that is. No, thank you, Icarus. That is really good. Also, I'm getting from Nicole that Nicole is safe, just riding it out. That's good.
Okay.
We're dealing with our own little hazmat emergency over in the Tucson area, so that's always fun. Because so we're right now. I think we're pretty safe-ish. You know,
I think so.
Hopefully,
it's hard to say.
Yeah, hard to pronounce.
I feel safe.
Anyway, we are here to do Kent with Bent, which is where we listen to Kent Hovind, we correct Kent Hovind and point out how unbelievably dumb Kent Hovind is. And while we do it, we have a bit of a drinking game. I am drinking some Shock Top Belgian White. What do you got there, Chesh?
I'm drinking some Sleeman's Original.
Nice.
I don't know if it's anything special, but it's one of the local larger breweries in the area.
Wait, did Chesh already use an F-bomb?
I don't know if you guys get this in America. Do you guys get this in America?
I don't think so. Chesh, did you
It's got a beaver on it.
Did you already use the F-bomb? Inkboy says you already used the F-bomb.
No, it's because I said Dumb Feck Friday.
Yeah, that doesn't count. That's not this. That's not the
Yeah.
word.
That's not the F-bomb.
Yeah.
Close, but not the same.
I like to give
Yeah.
Chesh like about a half an hour or so before she uses up the stream's F-bomb.
Yeah, you know.
Bent, what are you drinking?
Oh, I have tea that's iced.
Mm-hmm.
I have tea that's hot.
Okay.
That's it.
In a
Just
very,
tea.
very nice Avatar mug.
Yes, delectable tea or deadly poison.
Yeah. Uncle Iroh is the best uncle you could possibly have. I think everyone
This is
would
probably true. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a better uncle out there. I've heard good things about John Candy being a pretty great uncle and Uncle Buck, but
still compared to
I don't
Uncle Iroh.
Be good.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat out Uncle Iroh.
I mean, I'm certainly not as good an uncle as Uncle Iroh.
We need to do one of
neither.
those like SAB, the tier
For
lists
uncles.
of like yeah, uncles.
Okay. So, on Kent with Bent, we have some drinking rules. So let's go through some of those. First, we take a drink whenever Kent Hovind says something too stupid. We just can't handle it, and we just take a drink. That's pretty frequent, actually.
Just gonna be waterfalling the whole time.
Basically.
Mhm.
We also take a drink whenever Kent Hovind gets something factually correct that he isn't just quoting from someone else. So, if it's just like, oh, you know, this guy said, and he has a quote up on screen, that doesn't count. However, if he comes out of his own brain and it's correct, then there, sure, that counts. We'll also take a drink every time Kent tells a joke that doesn't land or tells a story that didn't happen, such as, you know, maybe he confused the argument that drink for Godzilla, and we'll talk about that in a second.
No, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, my Discord settings are a little on the aggressive side with like noise gate and whatnot. So sorry about that. Because you guys aren't hearing the same thing that they're hearing. Because I have a less aggressive set of noise canceling.
All right.
Anyway. Oh right. So if Kent, for instance, confuses an argument that he won with his shampoo bottle in the shower with a real argument that he had with a professor on a plane, and we take a drink for that. Vandalia at 1998 for $2 says, probably a close second is Uncle Ben in Spider-Man. Yeah, he seems pretty good, although we don't get a whole lot of, like, how was he as an uncle before, like, that one day when he died?
I mean, don't they get in an argument?
They do, but I mean,
right at the...
Peter was kind of
I think that's
deserving
fine.
it.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, he's kind of a giant weenie.
Yeah.
What about Uncle Phil?
Uncle Ruckus. I don't know if Uncle Ruckus is a literal uncle. He's...
I think Uncle Phil's a great uncle.
Uncle Phil is fantastic, yeah. You know, we gotta do this. We should do this someday.
Yeah.
Uncle tier list.
Uncle tier. All right. So whenever Kent Hovind mentions the National Socialist German Workers' Party or various prominent members or activities, especially in the early 20th century, we take a drink for that. That happens at random. Apparently, it just happens.
It does.
Also, if you hear Godzilla or Mothra via just the audio, that'll be a semi-random drink trigger. Also, if you are a channel member, it gives you access to the
Uncle from Jackie Chan Adventures? Yes.
If you're a channel member, it gives you access to the channel emojis, and if you send a milestone chat or a super chat with any of the kaiju emojis, including Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, we'll take a drink for that. Also, anyone who super chats anything to the, or membership milestone chats, anything to the effect that AIG is a bag of dicks, we'll take a drink for that. Additionally, we will take a drink for every gifted channel membership. So, for instance, Too Young to Feel This Old just gifted 5 channel memberships, and also, we're now getting a drink for Mothra. So, Valkyrie Vision Pensensich, I think. Eric Davis, Christopher Kennedy Atheist, and Don Kalin were all gifted memberships. So let's take 5 drinks before we even start. Here we go. Oh, and of course, Savage Cobra gifted another 5 memberships. Okay. They went to Sophie, Fishbotch, Theros Rex, Sa B, Deboop, and Cryoman. So let's take 10 drinks, everybody. Here we go. 1.
I approve of
2,
the boop.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, One of these days, I'm just gonna have a stream that's just pay money to make Dapper get drunk.
It should be 11 because there was a Mothra in there.
Oh, was there? All right, let's take it.
Yeah, so there was 5, a Mothra 5, and now
Oh,
we got
yeah.
AIG as a biohazard container of untreated.
Yes, so Blitz Winters for
Something.
$50. Thank you very much. That's extremely generous. That AIG is a biohazard container of untreated priapisms. Which I believe puts us $98 away from the next Tutu video.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh.
All right, guys. Well, now that we're 15 drinks in and we haven't even heard from Kent Hovind, let's hear from Kent.
This is a good way to start. This is the way all of these should start.
Yeah, just already a little bit on the buzzed side. I'm about to need my second beer already.
I should have put another beer in the fridge.
You really should have.
Some problems between the chronologies and the genealogies. There's a few extra people mentioned in there. And
this is Kent talking about biblical genealogies versus chronologies and where they don't always line up. What generally happens when biblical genealogies don't seem to line up is that some genealogies will have all of the names from the same genealogy previously, plus a few extra. And the presumption there from biblical literalists is that basically those were names that are just omitted. And it is not inaccurate to say that words like son were not always used literally, although if you're going to be a biblical literalist, I'm not sure why you get to pick and choose when you're going to be a literalist. So, weird to me, but that's the context there.
if you read Henry Morris's Defender's Bible, he's got great explanation for that.
Royland Hutchins for $2 says, Tutu. And Alea Jane says, trans rights, also questions in Deuteronomy is a sack of pickles. Sorry.
Deuteronomy.
Sorry, that one was really good. Let's take a drink.
That's a good one. I like that.
Questions in Deuteronomy, that's amazing. Oh, that's really good. Was it on Sunday? We got a whole bunch of them that were just like super alliterated. It would go for like, 10 or 15 words describing AIG as a bag of dicks, but all alliterated, every word. It was so impressive.
Yeah.
We're currently scheduling a stream that's actually going to get to borrow. By borrow, I mean steal your AIG is a bag of dicks thing.
Yay.
Because we're going to watch the Ken Ham and
and Bill Nye
debate.
Nice.
We're still scheduling that. That's going to be Dapper and Landon on Debate Hub, but we're still scheduling it. So look for it in the next couple of weeks. Probably before the end of the month, I would imagine.
Let's hope so. All right, guys, let's keep going. And yeah, I can see all your pelagic tunicates. I'm choosing not to comment on the most disgusting animal in the world.
You just commented though.
You and your technicalities.
Yeah.
The best.
Sometimes it says, Abraham was the father of David. Well, obviously he's not the father of David. He's the great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather of David. But it's just a Hebrew, what do they call it, idiom, or is there another name for it?
Non-literal saying, maybe? Is that what that is? Is it a non-literal saying?
Metaphor?
I'm just gonna take a drink for Kent Hovind. Like, well, sometimes the literal parts of the Bible aren't literal, so don't worry about it. Yeah,
it's literal, but not always.
It's literally facetious.
Colloquialism. Yeah.
Colloquialism.
It's just a way of expression of saying, he's the father. So there may be a few gaps in our genealogies. I don't think it's not serious, and there are some other places that close up an awful lot of the gaps.
I like how he's totally fine with gaps in his own genealogy, but God forbid there's not a direct fossil. Fossil.
Gaps in the fossil record, absolutely not. Gaps in the biblical genealogies, yeah, whatever, that's fine. Don't worry about it.
Fine.
Savage Cobra for $2 sends a pelagic tunicate.
Okay. I could drink for that.
As Nestling 20 says, the Bible is sometimes literally illiteral. Yeah, that's...
Literally illiteral.
I
think Kent Hovind is literally illiterate most of the time.
Yeah,
I mean,
for the most part.
We've actually had serious speculation, like, is he actually functionally literate? Because there have been times when it's not obvious that he is, like...
I think I could win a debate. I think there's enough that you could win a debate saying that, like, Kent Hovind, with enough evidence and, like, points and clips to say that he can't read. Or his like 4th grade reading level at best.
Yeah, something like that. Because, I mean, he can clearly read a bit, but, like, it doesn't seem like his reading level is certainly not up to the college level.
No, definitely not that. I would probably, I'd be doubtful that it's even high school.
Yeah, I would be surprised if it's high school. I mean, his writing isn't high school level.
No. God, no. That thing we're looking at the background is barely grade 3.
He's so proud of that chart too.
Yeah.
He puts it up everywhere.
By the way, if
I
you
have
want to see
seen
Chesh,
presentations on Bristol board that are better and have more information than that does from children.
By the way, if you want to see Chesh have to suffer through some Kent Hovind prose, we have a series on this channel where she, myself, Bent, and Vishanti went through his dissertation, and it is rough. It took us like 6 episodes to get through the whole damn thing.
What's the citation, Ben?
AJV get book title?
Yep. AJV get book title. Used it, I think, more than once as a citation. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
As for instance,
get title.
Yeah.
Enoch, the 7th from Adam, says that in the book of Jude. Well, if Enoch is the 7th from Adam, then that closes up any gaps there, right? The Bible dates, though, of 1656 may or may not be exactly correct. And that's why, in here my seminars, I always say about 6,000 years.
1656.
I think by that he means the dates listed are calculated in 1656 based on, like, a literal reading of Genesis from, like, the 1611 King James, I think.
Are you smarter than a 4th grader, Kent Hovind edition?
Yeah, the answer for him is no.
Years ago, and about 4,400 years ago. Technically, this should be 4356.
I lost track of what he's talking about now.
43, 40,
I don't know.
44.
I think he's
whatever it is.
talking about the technicalities, but he's rounded or something.
He thinks he knows the exact year the flood happened?
I think he's trying to talk about how many years went between different people in the Bible. I don't really know.
I just rounded off, okay, because I don't think you can get the exact dates. The legend, though, of the Toltec Indians is only 60.
Toltec Indians. We're going to drink for Toltec Indians. We already know it's Toltec because we saw him put it on screen, and his slide says Toltec. So
it does say Toltec.
More evidence that Kent just can't read.
He can read
Toltec, you mean ball lick.
Ah!
Ayo.
Lick these nuts. Ugh.
Chesh just skirting around all the technical censorship rules.
Hey.
Just talking about AIG over there.
It's true.
Yep.
Years different from the Bible story. So you have people in Mexico maintaining a legend for thousands of years, people in Israel maintaining their Bible for thousands of years, and when we finally put them both together 4,000 years later, it's only 60 years off.
Yeah, if you make all sorts of wild assumptions about genealogies and how much extra time you can shove into the genealogies and what's literal and what doesn't count as literals and all these. If you are willing to basically massage the math into oblivion, then sure, why not? I guess it lines up. Steve Reno, for $2, lies in the chat by saying Dapper Dino loves pelagic tunicate, which is not in fact true. Steve Reno, I will have
just
you
heard the words Dapper Dino loves pelagic tunicate,
Yeah,
so I'm pretty sure it's true.
Sounds right.
Damn all of you. Damn you to hell. But do hit like on this video, please. It does help a lot. With my last breath, I spit at thee. Take that.
Bite my thumb at thee.
David Durham, for $5 Kiwi bucks, says AIG is a pickled pouch of pelagic tunicates. Sure, we'll take it. I'll take a drink.
How many pickles could Peter Piper pick?
If Peter Piper... I can't say it. I'm too drunk already. We did it. Congratulations, everyone. I can't say the Peter Piper thing.
Stream's over. Dapper's drunk.
Not bad.
I mean, we're not even a half an hour in, and I'm on my last sip of beer here for my first beer.
We've also only gotten, we're almost at 20, and we got, 2 minutes of Kent, if that?
Something like that, yeah. By the way, I think
we're too busy talking about uncles.
I think we're now 29 away from a 2-2.
29 away from a 2-2.
Yeah.
What's going to happen?
Oh, wait, no, we're not 29 away from a 2-2. 79 away from a 2-2. My bad.
That's a little different.
That makes more sense.
We're like 20
We'll
something
get
away
there.
from
It's so
theater
early,
stuff.
we'll get there.
Yeah.
Sean
The
Carroll asked
Babylonians-
how big is a peck. It depends on the man.
There is that. It is also an actual unit of measurement for vegetables, which I don't know, but it's, I believe, a unit of volume.
Have a legend about this. Lots and lots of stories. There's a great book by Bill Cooper called After the Flood.
You think
I
we're
bet
going to
it's
get
a
Bill?
terrible book.
Probably, but you think we're going to get Bill Cooper's phone number and address?
Yes.
Citation, get book.
Brian Peck for $5. Speaking of, says Chesh, I visited Nova Scotia and forgot the Red Bull. What has Kent done with time?
Oh,
time.
that's rough. That's rough. You don't want to go to Nova Scotia without your Red Bull.
Is that an important travel tip?
Yes, actually, yes. If you're going to Nova Scotia, you want to have one of two things. One of them is go to the library. The library in Halifax, Halifax, Nova Scotia is amazing. Go to the library. Second off, there are like rules about how tall buildings can be in certain areas to not block the skyline. Third off, yeah, bring your Red Bull because you're gonna have a lot to do.
Okay.
And also, yeah, Ken's just making a presentation like he's in grade 2.
Yeah, that's roughly the level of education.
It's about where we're at.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that one yet, Eric. I got it in my office. We almost decided to carry that book as, and I still may someday, because it's really good. He traces the gene.
By the way, don't take a Kent book endorsement as anything serious. This is the man who, as far as I know, still carries the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, an anti-Semitic screed that was written by, spoiler alert, not the Jews, in Russia, to make up a Jewish conspiracy to take over the world.
Spoiler alert, not
Yeah.
the Jews.
Right? And the thing is, like, all the other creationists are like, no, Kent, that's dumb. This is not a real thing. And he's like, I don't know, man. Maybe the Jews are really trying to take over. Okay,
They're all
Kent.
wrong with him. He's the only one who's right.
Yeah. Apparently,
Just ask him, he'll tell you.
from Savage Cobra, a peck is equivalent to 2 dry gallons, or 9.09 or 8.81 liters, depending on if you're using Imperial or US. There you go. So I'm going to go with it's about 9 liters. It's a peck. So that's a pretty big peck right there.
9 liters of pickles.
Yeah, that's a lot of pickles. What would I do with 9 liters of pickles? I mean, they're pickles. They stay.
I would
well.
eat them.
Yeah, I guess I would just
them.
eat them over the course of a few months.
I would eat them and I would use the juice as mixer.
Yeah, or just
Pickle
pickle.
juice shots are great.
Or just pickle other vegetables in the pickle juice.
Do that. Yeah.
You could do that too.
Do that.
All right, here we go.
Genealogies of Noah's 3 sons. Where did they go? He goes back, and who was the first king of France, the first king or leader of England? And he's really done incredible work with genealogies. Now, Bill Cooper is very, very sick, I understand, possibly dying.
What's the point of doing that? What is that helping us with?
Nothing.
Okay.
Over in
read his
England is where he
book.
lives
Okay.
with cancer or something. But the book is tremendous, called After the Flood. If you want to get more detail on that, you can get it, I know, from ICR. If you call our ministry, if you get this tape and want one, we can order you one.
Oh, I see what we're doing. He's trying to trace all these people back to Noah because a lot of royal genealogies in Europe, like post-Roman Europe, involve going back to like Noah or Adam. But
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but
Yeah.
the reason a lot of royalty genealogy is going to be related is because there was a lot of inbreeding.
Well, yeah, there was that. Zach Brannigan, who's been a member for 2 months at the ambient level, says, does this count with a Godzilla emoji? And yes, of course that counts. We will definitely take
I
a drink.
still love that name, by the way. I saw them last
Right.
time I was here. Zach Brannigan is a fantastic screen name.
It really
10
is.
out of 10.
All right. Inkboy for €2 says, AIG equals pelagic tunicates greater than bag.
I drank twice for this.
I think it counts. But I have to pour my
I think
next
that
beer.
counts.
So give me a second while I
Yeah.
pour this beer into my Klingon beer mug, which was purchased by a fan, by the way,
nice.
from my Amazon wishlist. It's very much appreciated.
What does it say?
This is the one that says, let me read it here.
Adam says, oh, sorry.
Niteb ob Kad Drup et Chao Bet Shuvwit, which of course means a warrior does not allow a friend to face danger alone.
Oh,
That's
friendship
true.
is magic.
Yes, it also says at the
For
bottom,
Klingons.
Klingon mach Tachja. The rallying cry from
No.
Discovery for the Klingons.
No.
What?
Zach Brannigan says it's their actual name.
Wait, what? That's
Nice.
the best name.
That's the best name. You win.
Wow.
That's
Congratulations.
the best name. Your
Taking a
parents
drink
are
either way.
like on point.
And
That's
unless Zach
brilliant.
here is very, very young, they were on point before even knowing why that would be a great name.
Maybe. Adam says incest is wincest to me, and listen, it's Valentine's Day, so it's all about love today.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. If you're not having a Valentine, that's also cool, because guess what? You don't need to let your partnership status or whatever relationship status define you or determine whether or not you're happy. But if you are happily in a relationship, then congratulations.
My God, they're older than Futurama. Okay, this is both the most amazing thing that I've heard today and the saddest thing that I've heard today. You know what you need to do, right? You understand that you need to also name your you understand that what has to happen.
Yes, your first son needs to be named Zap.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Get one for you. But Mount Ararat is located in the corner of where Turkey and Russia and Iran come together.
Russia?
What?
Hold on.
I can't read anything
I hate
on that
this
map.
That map is real bad.
Yeah, that is really
It's
bad.
way too blurry.
And it's not centered to what they're actually pointing
Okay,
at.
so I'm trying to look at what he's saying. So I don't know if Kent thinks that Georgia is part of Russia or that Armenia is part of Russia, but this
Russia
was given.
thinks they're both part of Russia,
Well,
so
okay.
that's probably fine.
Yeah, fair. But this was recorded in the early 2000s, so he can't even say the Soviet Union. He's just apparently under the impression. I'm going to go with Georgia. I think he just thinks that Georgia is Russia. I mean, they don't speak Russian. They don't even speak an Indo-European language. They're definitely not Russia. Yeah, it's the Caucasus. Yeah, Georgia is basically most of the Caucasus regions, and that's where the Kartvelian languages, or the Caucasian languages, as they're also called, are spoken. Definitely not Russia, but okay. Russia. Apparently, basically anything that's kind of vaguely European but isn't Western Europe is just Russia.
That sounds like Kent. I think, are we drinking for that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's so
Georgia-
stupid that we can drink for it.
Georgia was a USSR republic until the Gorbachev split. When was
Drinks
that?
for can't read a map.
So yeah, that was in the 90s. So yeah, this is definitely not. Yeah, we're taking a drink. This is.
Guessing that Kent doesn't care about the breakup of the USSR.
He probably still wishes there was a USSR, so we had an easy evil empire to point at. Take a drink.
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty of evil empires to point at.
I mean, yeah, but it's easy to. Back when there was a Soviet Union, you could just point at it as the easy, geopolitical villain of the world. Now it's a little bit harder to do that.
Imagine being too lazy to educate yourself.
Yeah.
Now, it's a pretty good distance
said
from
as a
Iraq,
goblin.
as opposed to Iran, which used to be called Persia. But on a
Hey, he's right. Iran used to be called Persia. We'll take a drink for that.
All right.
You got one. You know who got them to change it? The National Socialist German Workers' Party.
Drink.
No, I brought it up, not Kent.
Rule number 7. I'm drinking for.
a Turkish
heard
map, this area is called No Ongomshi.
Oh, apparently his map was from before the breakup. Okay, but
But what year did he post this in?
That
Like,
is-
this
update your map.
Yeah, update your map. Don't use a map from 1985.
That is the lines on paper if I've ever seen it.
Plus- plus, even at the height of the USSR was never synonymous with Russia.
I like how that just says Noah's big.
Noah's big boat. It's very,
The
very
only thing
fancy.
I can read on this entire screen right now.
Yep.
Noah's
Everything
big boat.
else is a blur.
I had a fella in a seminar one time was really angry at me. He said, it doesn't say big boat, it just says Noah's boat. So, okay. Sorry.
Sorry,
This is
shampoo
from Ron
bottle.
Wyatt's book, Noah's Big, Big Boat. Ron's been there many, many times to that
Stop
region.
talking about how big Noah's boat was.
It was very big, though, Chesh. Like, you wouldn't believe how big this boat was.
It was so big that I got sent it on DMs on Twitter.
Probably.
The Bible says in Genesis chapter 8, the ark rested in the 7th month upon the mountains of Ararat. Now, it's interesting, it rested the 7th month, but he didn't get out till the 13th month. Why would you stay in there for 6 more months? Several reasons. Number one, there's nothing to eat
Big
outside.
puddles.
Yes.
I mean, go someplace where they just had a flood, go out and stand in the middle of the floodplain, the mud. There's nothing there. No McDonald's. Nothing. All the animals would die if you let them out. There's nothing to eat out there. How long would it take? How long does it take if you plant a garden? How long until you can eat the fruit of your garden?
I don't
3 or
know,
4
ask Cindy, the one who did all the gardening, you
Yeah,
garden
that's a
person.
good point. We should ask Cindy how long it takes before you can eat those vegetables. Also, I'm going to point out, after a giant worldwide flood with all the oceans mixing up all over the land, what you've just done is salt the earth. And by the earth, I don't just mean the local patch of dirt where you are. I mean the planet.
All of it.
So it's going to take a lot longer than waiting till the 13th month for you to have food. You better have years, and by years, I really mean decades worth of food on that ark for everybody. So, yeah.
4 months, right? He stayed in 6 more months. Plenty of time for seeds that were floating around to begin to grow again.
What?
On the salted earth, I'm just taking a trip.
I
Like, maybe you might get some
Anytime.
hornwort or something. Maybe some skunk
feel
cabbage.
like this is wrong on so many levels. The seeds that were just floating around in the absolute turbulence that
Yeah.
would have been necessary should
It
would have
there
been
be a
plasma.
global flood. Like, maybe, you know what, listen, maybe nothing actually mixed. Maybe everything, it rose up and went down exactly where it was.
There were just rivers of fresh water right where the old rivers were.
Yep.
Also, I want to
Yep.
point out, most seeds can't survive a year of flooding. There
Really?
are seeds that can survive like extended periods submerged in water or covered in water or whatever. Most seeds will drown.
There are eggs as well.
Yep.
Like, so jellyfish eggs? Jellyfish eggs will just basically be in like a hibernation mode until the conditions are right. Certain
Although
types of jellyfish.
jellyfish are weird.
Jellyfish are very
Yes.
weird.
There are jellyfish
they
that
are.
are biologically immortal.
Eh.
Yeah, Space Dragon says, clearly they were all mangroves. Yes, all of the plants after the flood were mangroves. They've all evolved from the humble mangrove. All plants evolved from the mangrove. This is how it works, guys. Oh, yeah, and coconuts. Yeah,
They're all
coconuts.
mustard.
Coconuts and mangrove is all the plants. They all evolved from those two.
Didn't Kent have a thing about mustard seeds?
Yeah, he's at various points he's tried to compare the various cultivars of the mustard plant, which include things like broccoli and kohlrabi
Broccoli.
and cauliflower and all sorts of things. And he said, like,
Yeah.
how could these just evolve? They couldn't. It had to be designed by God. And then people pointed out, Kent, those were all created by humans within historical times from the general brassica plant, the wild mustard. He's like, well, see, that just shows it takes intelligent design. It's like,
Are
oh,
you
okay.
telling me that Kent is in line with the teachings of the great Brassicus Prime?
Possibly.
10 points for anybody who gets that joke, by the way.
Oh, there you go. You get total internet
If
points.
you're in the chat and you understand that, one in the chat if you got that joke. Please tell me if you understood that joke.
All right, here we go.
There'd be food out there. Trees probably wouldn't be very tall. I mean, I think when Noah got off the ark, it was nothing over a few feet tall. Some plants, bamboo.
Remember how Kent earlier in this same video was talking about how Noah brought on sauropods? The heck are they going to eat? Maybe that's why they went extinct. Because as I've said before, according to Kent, God had a really, really crappy success rate with bringing animals on the ark and then having them actually survive the flood for any significant amount of time. Apparently, if you were on the ark, it was still like a 60% chance you were just going to die when you stepped off. Congratulations.
I'm glad like one person understood the joke. Thank you. All I wanted was one person.
Well, I'm seeing 2.
Oh, I see you too. Yeah, okay. Yes, I've been blessed this day.
Yes, Trail Mix and Wayne Gaddis.
My brothers and sisters and others in Brassic Prime. They are all one.
Oh, there is a Mothra.
Our siblings within Brassica.
Interestingly, this is actually a text that I got randomly saying, "Hey, how are you?" And now it's not a real person, so I'm just responding in Klingon. So first we got a...
So we can drink more.
Yeah, well, I got a, "How are you?" I said, "Well, who is this?" "Hello, Miss Jennifer." Spoiler, guys. I've never gone by Miss Jennifer, just in case you're wondering.
No.
That's not me.
New phone. Who did?
I'm Isabella. We met yesterday. I only know one Isabella, and I met her years ago, not yesterday. So then I just said, "Rach jichbe," which means I'm not her. Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. So I'll just say, let's see. True. Oh.
Nudes, question mark.
No, I'm not
How
going
do
to
you
ask.
say?
What's up?
I was going to ask how you said nudes in Klingon, but
Oh.
if you're not going to say it, then what's the point?
We're going to go with Chov. Tour. Spell it correctly.
Not to mention problems like the long march of the koalas.
Klingon or Jack. Forgot the dot. There you go. If you know me, then you speak Klingon. There you go. That's my next one. Proshov Chur Vaj Klingon Hor Dajak. Which is not actually true.
Klingon, therefore anybody who knows Dapper also speaks Klingon.
Yeah.
What is Shove? Shove?
Shov is no.
I have a dictionary.
No? Okay.
Yeah, you do.
I got a dictionary.
See? You
For
could be
Klingon?
learning right now, but you're not.
Is that a
Yeah, because
Klingon
I'm busy
dictionary?
watching Kent for some ungodly reason.
Fair. All right, here we go.
Goes real fast, maybe in some stuff 10 feet tall or 15 feet, but basically it was a ruined world. And a lot of people think that after the flood, Noah's sons, at
Also
least
the plasma
one of them,
too.
became
Don't forget
bitter.
The plasma.
Yes. Let's not forget that every flood model involves an amount of heat release over the course of the flood year and change that it would turn the Earth into a ball of plasma. So there would be no mountains. There would be no oceans. There would be no plants. There would just be unassociated electrons floating around with nuclei at absurdly high temperatures that are higher than, like, the core of the sun.
Over that beautiful world was destroyed.
Oh, actually, I ran some math the other day with some help from a friend. We were talking about the heat released from from just the formation of limestone. Because to take limey muck, right, and actually turn it into limestone, releases heat. Now, normally, this heat is extremely slowly released because limestone actually forms very, very slowly. But if you want to say that all the limestone, which is all Phanerozoic, which means it's all except for the newest limestone from the flood, and say that all that formed in the space of the flood year, which is like actually like, what is it, like 417 days or something? So it's like just over a year. It releases about as much heat as, just 1.5 million hydrogen bombs per day during the entire course of the flood.
Is that all?
Just the limestone. That's to say nothing of the rapid plate tectonics or any of the various things crashing into Earth from meteorites and whatnot. Like, just the limestone. It's like millions of H-bombs per day. My goodness.
Why would God do that? The people before the flood weren't that bad, were they?
I don't know, Kent. Were they?
And we tend to look at sin from our perspective instead of God's perspective. God hates sin. He just isn't going to tolerate it.
I feel like then he should be doing a whole lot more world destroying now, because at least by Kent's definition, there's a whole lot of sin going on. A whole lot. But, what do I know?
He's going to judge the world. He's going to do it again, by the way, any day. But it says the ark rested in the mountains of Ararat. mountains is plural. Now this
Okay, here we go. We got to find out, is it actually plural? Is it actually? Because
Probably not.
Is it actually going to be more than one?
well, Kent a lot of times just likes to make a mountain out of a molehill in terms of like whether or not something is plural or not, and he's often wrong. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in the word for the mountains that is being used here in Hebrew into chat, and I'm going to ask my Hebrew speakers in chat whether or not this is plural, because it doesn't look like a plural noun to me, but I also don't speak Hebrew all that well. So
It's always good to double check.
Yep. So I've put that into chat. So there you go.
But we also look at Ararat on a map and see if there's like a mountain range that's there.
Oh, there is. Yeah, there is. I mean, he's already showed it on the map, and where he was pointing, there's definitely.
I can't read that map any better than he could.
Yeah, but there were shadows that indicate elevation, and there were mountains there.
Were there?
Yeah, there were. I mean, they're not like super tall mountains.
I couldn't tell.
Oh, take a drink. Let's see. Where did my?
Like we're just taking his word for this because we can't hear them this time around.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, we got another message from my This person said, "Oh my God, sorry, I'm stupid. Checked the number and found that I entered a wrong number. Hope it didn't affect your good mood." Okay, so we'll say, let's see.
It's learning thing already.
Judge, nope.
It's gonna be really funny if they actually do speak Klingon and are just actually responding in.
That would be
common.
even more funny. I'm gonna go with Judge, Judge, capital letters. I hope you enjoy your day. There you go.
Okay. Thanks.
When people spam me, I just like to respond in Klingon. It confuses the hell out of them. Anyway.
is important. There are those people who teach that Noah's Ark is on Mount Ararat. I have read many books. This is an awesome book by Nathan Meyer.
Many books.
I am drinking by There Are Those Who Say.
Yeah, this is like researchers say. What does that mean?
Ancient alien astronaut.
Theorists,
historians.
yeah. By the way, guys, I am seeing
Theorists.
that something like, was it like 44 people haven't hit like. Please hit like, it really does help.
Oh, I'm one of them. That's me. There we go.
Judge, how could you? How dare you, madam?
Yeah,
How
you know.
dare you?
No.
So I want to point one thing out, which is that first, creationists have repeatedly been taken in by hoaxes about Noah's Ark. My favorite one was actually a man who aged his ark wood that he claimed to have found in Turkey by soaking the wood in teriyaki sauce. This was never questioned by the creationists in question, despite the fact that the wood still smelled like teriyaki.
Oh, the wood would be delicious.
Why? Why?
Why would he do it?
There's like 7 Y's thrown into there all in one.
The why would he do it was actually apparently he wanted to
Why
see
would
how
he do
gullible.
it? Why would they believe him?
First he wanted to see how gullible they were, and it turns out that they're extremely gullible.
Very much so.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it was Worcestershire sauce and not teriyaki sauce. That could be Jack of Hearts. Either way, it still smelled like food sauce. Like, it smelled like walking into a kitchen and not like ancient wood. So.
You know what? Who's to say ancient wood doesn't smell like teriyaki sauce?
Were you
good
there?
He's convinced
I've
it's
never
on.
sbean a piece of wood that old, so I don't know. It means
It is
smells like
nothing.
teriyaki.
It's very old for wood to just survive. Look,
Japanese beaver heaven.
as TD Lane points out, look, gopher wood just smells like teriyaki, okay?
Okay.
There
Noted.
you go. Although, according to Kent, gopher wood is just laminated wood, and his citation for that was basically, I made it up. Oh, okay.
No. Teriyaki?
Alpha Jane says teriyaki. Nice. Love it.
That explains so much.
Although I do think it may have been Worcestershire sauce. So
Mount Ararat. Ken Ham is convinced it's on Mount Ararat. Carl Baugh.
is he? I haven't heard Ken Ham say much about the physical existence of the Ark lately, but Inkboy for €5
where-
says, how many
yeah.
books Kent read was without more pictures and drawings than text? So, and then of course there's a Kent emoji followed by a box of chocolate, or a heart-shaped box of chocolate emoji, and of course a pelagic tunicate. But yeah, Kent does seem like the kind of person who would want a pelagic tunicate to be his Valentine, because like Kent's gross, and so are pelagic tunicates, so it works. But I know that Kent's books that he's written are pretty heavy on the art. I mean, his dissertation isn't really, but like also really much of a dissertation.
No, he just dictated, and some poor person had to copy that down.
Okay. Actually, you know what? One thing I could do is I could actually just try translate Google Translate, and just see if no, Google Translate does not take that word from Biblical Hebrew, translate it into anything like mountains, which I'm sure it actually is at least mountain.
Apparently, where Ken Ham thinks the Ark is not like a terribly well-known piece of information, so you might actually have to go digging for it.
Also, at least in modern Hebrew, apparently that is not mountains. But then again, I don't know whether or not like modern Hebrew may have regularized that word by analogy. So that's all right. Let's hit play.
Is convinced it's up there. John Morris and Stephen Austin from ICR are convinced it's on Mount Ararat, and it might be. I don't.
Oh, and Space Dragons. Is that because he would finally have a date that he is smarter than? Yeah. He would. If Kent dated a pelagic tunicate, he would actually manage to be smarter than a creature that doesn't have a brain.
I don't know. But what I have read, and I think I've read everything that is nearly everything published on this topic from these people who I respect.
Exodote.
They will say, we went up on
He
Mount.
hasn't read anything. He
Yeah,
doesn't know how to
no.
read.
Yeah. Maybe. Oh, okay. And I'm getting from Vishanti that it is in fact plural. So Kent was right. So let's take a drink. Kent was right about the plurality of a word. So I didn't know. Like I said, that's why I have people that I ask. That's why I have people who are better at Hebrew than me around.
About time Kent gets one of those right.
Yep. Blitz Winters for $5 says, saying that Kent's dissertation was much of a dissertation is an understatement. Well, yeah. When you start with, hello, my name is, you done goofed.
You done
If I ever write a paper about anything ever that is considered official in any way, I am absolutely starting it with hello, my name is, just with an ellipses. Just for the sake of the meme.
Well,
I'm not even going to say my name. I'm just going to say, hello, my name is redacted, and then I'm going to start the dissertation.
We still have to figure out how to get you like a degree in like Christian counseling or something from Patriot Bible University.
Yeah, we got to do that.
Apparently you need a letter from your pastor.
I can probably get one of those. Is that all I need?
It was one of the things. I don't know if it was the only thing.
If it's the only thing, I could definitely get that done.
I mean, quite frankly, it is probably the only thing that you can't just say, yeah, no, that's totally me. And then just move on with. All right, here we go.
Ararat, we got struck by lightning, and there were rock slides and landslides, and there's pillow lava up there. Yes, I agree. And then they'll say, we just almost saw Noah's Ark. Well, how do you almost see something?
I mean, that's actually a good question, Kent.
Yeah.
Kent actually having some like critical thought here, like, what does that actually mean? What does it mean to have almost seen the Ark? That's a weird thing to say. Yeah, you know what, Kent? Fair enough.
Yeah, but the question got weird as soon as he said, well, how do you almost see something?
Yeah.
You blinked and missed it. That's not even that weird.
But how do you know it was there if you didn't see it? Because like, if like a train went by and now like you can like hear the train, then okay, sure, you just barely didn't see the train. But if it's the ruins of an ancient boat, how do you almost...
But isn't moving?
Yeah, what does it mean? How do you know it was there at all if you only almost saw it?
Magic.
Magic. Okay.
Oh, I see a puck. A puck.
A puck.
There he is.
Can you see him?
Yeah, we can see him. Aw. What a good boy.
Come here. Yeah.
Yay, puck.
And there are stories about the Russians going in there in 1916 or 17, photographing the Ark, coming back with all the data, and then the revolution started. And it was all lost who knows where, during the Bolshevik Revolution. So,
convenient.
I don't know. I'm willing to listen to both sides, but here's what happens. The people who believe it is on Mount Ararat have spent a lot of time raising money for these expeditions. And they get really bent out of shape if you even suggest it might be someplace else.
Oh, it's a conspiracy from Big Ark, you guys. Big Ark conspiracy.
Meaning Ken Ham.
I'm going to take a drink for the Big Ark conspiracy. Yeah, as David Durham points out, Kent has mentioned his favorite archaeologist is Ron Wyatt before. Pretty sure he's claimed to find Noah's Ark on Mount Ararat. Yeah, he's also claimed to have found the Ark of the Covenant in a cave under Golgotha in Jerusalem. He's also claimed to have found the chariots of Pharaoh, like Pharaoh's chariots, wrecked in the wrong Red Sea. Like
the wrong Red Sea.
Yeah, it's Ron Wyatt has found every single amazing biblical artifact, and just, you know, for some weird reason, he just can't recover them. Nor did he do anything like, you know, go through proper channels to authorize his archaeological digs. Whoops.
Yeah, go figure.
Right?
Is that the guy who got kicked out of the he's not allowed going back to the Grand Canyon or something?
No, that was Andrew Snelling, and he is allowed back.
Oh, Snelling, right.
He was denied a research permit, and why he was denied one varies depending on exactly who you ask. I've heard some claim that he was denied it because he had previously lied about his collection location and methods when doing research in the Grand Canyon, which I totally would believe, because Andrew Snelling is an obvious and blatant liar. I've also heard claims that he was denied his research permit because the study that he described had already been done innumerable times, and there was no obvious benefit to doing it again. Ron White has also claimed to have found like ancient blood from like, I don't even know if it was Jesus or something. Ball time. And I've also heard Andrew Snelling claim, and he and his allies are the only ones claiming this, that it was just religious discrimination. They didn't want creationists doing research in the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, creationists would have to know what research is first.
Well, yeah, there's that. Also, Alia Jane, who's been a member for 2 months. Well, I guess we'll drink for Mothra. And Alia Jane says, Mount Ararat is where the Emperor of Mankind retired the Thunder Warriors. Duh, no room for boats there. Oh, those poor Thunder Warriors. Although, I get why he did it. It's not like they're really going to be useful in civilian life. So. The poor Thunder Warriors, betrayed by the Emperor. Rest in peace, you guys. Anyway. Enough about the Thunder Warriors. Although, Mark 1 power armor was kind of cool.
And so some good creationist groups have ostracized me, or they won't recommend my ministry because I even mentioned that there's another option. I'll say, well, maybe you might want to look someplace else. The Bible doesn't say it landed on Mount Ararat. You got to try this.
We just argue it. Are we getting the backstory of beef? Drama beef between, Ken Ham and Kent Hovind? Because, I'm here for it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that does seem like it.
Throw in some shade.
Oh, I just got from my mysterious texter. Thanks for the heads up. I hope I'm not disturbing you, and you are a friendly person, and God will bless you.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to type.
Thank you, random citizen.
Yep, I just wrote
spammer.
That's thank you. All right. Well, thanks, random.
Ooh.
No,
that's something else.
Yeah, that's what we would say if we had to drink. Is drink, but with a plural subject. Like, hey, y'all, drink.
I'm for that.
Get something floating in a bathtub and have something rise up under it.
Okay.
What's the chances of it landing on that rising object? It's going to float off to the side. It won't land on the rising object. It could, I suppose, but it's highly...
I mean, I guess that's not inaccurate. It'll probably slosh down the side. I guess I'll take a drink.
He's talking about if you start taking the water out of the.
No, I think he means say imagine a bathtub, right? You have a toy boat there.
I'm sorry, I'm a godlin. I've never seen a bathtub in my life.
Okay, imagine a lake.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
With walls.
And there's a little canoe on the lake, right?
Okay.
And then a big aboleth rises out of the middle of the lake. Chances are the boat is going to go off to the side and not land directly on top of the aboleth.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That follows.
Got to turn it into goblin terms with
Can I
aboleths and
help
lakes
you?
instead of bathtubs and toy boats.
Where'd your ball go?
Oh, okay. So, by the way, Jack of Heart posted an article in the Discord which confirms that they use teriyaki sauce. So it was teriyaki, not Worcestershire. So, yeah, teriyaki sauce, amazing.
Unlikely. Mount Ararat is made of a special kind of lava called pillow lava.
By the way, pillow lava is a basaltic lava that forms underwater. Just putting it out there.
Pillow lava occurs when a volcano erupts underwater.
Wow, good job, Kent. Let's take a drink for Kent getting that
Deja
right.
vu.
Well done, Kent. You're doing better than the guy who I did a video on covering hydroplate theory, who didn't understand the difference between different kinds of igneous rocks, and was like, hey, how come when you heat up granite and cool it down, it turns into rhyolite, not granite? It's like, I don't know, maybe because rhyolite is the extrusive, quickly cooled version of granite, which is the intrusive, slow cooled version of rhyolite. Maybe that's why, buddy. Maybe you don't have access. Yeah, you don't have access to a lab for 10,000 years to cool off your granite.
If somebody marinated wood in teriyaki sauce for long enough and then like kind of like shredded it like it was like hamster shavings and put it on top of like a teriyaki dish, I'd probably eat it.
I would be interested in knowing how it would taste to like barbecue over the wood chips with the teriyaki sauce.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, use it as a
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Oh no.
As soon as the lava comes out, it cools quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And so it looks like a pillow, for lack of a better word, and so they call it pillow lava. In
That's all true, but it's all sort of the same true thing.
Hawaii, I've been over there 3 times,
Lucky.
volcano, when it erupts, if it has time to cool down, it cracks, a different kind of lava, and then if it
The Embiid points out Mount Ararat is not a stratovolcano. It's not made out of pillow lava. Well, let's see where he goes with this. Ooh, and I've just got from Vishanti, imagine teriyaki smoked salmon. Stop making me hungry, everybody. I just had dinner already.
Oof.
But yeah, that does sound really good.
Oof.
it cools instantly. When the lava's flowing right into the ocean, big steam cloud, and it cracks up into sand.
No.
What?
No, it still turns into pillow lava.
If you'd like to know more about the way volcanoes actually function, please check out my debate hub that happens once a month with Manya and Landon. Landon, a volcanologist.
By the way, Catherine Delgado joined the channel at the Sauropsid level. Thank you very much, Catherine Delgado. I really appreciate that. Also, we just got... Benjamin M said, I absolutely adore your videos. All I wanted to say for now, you are appreciated, Dapper Dino. Well, thank you very much. And also, Too Young to Feel As Old has gifted 5 Dapper Dino memberships. So I believe now at this point we are, we're $10 away from Tutu, and we have definitely hit
you got another
the next
5,
feather.
dude. You got another 5.
No, I'm counting that.
I don't believe you.
Hey, fine, but I'm doing it right now.
I'm finishing my drink.
Too Young to Feel As Old has gifted 5 Dapper Dinosaur memberships, which have gone to TD Lane, Strawberry Milk Goblin, Helen R, Fragmag 75, the NB, and NB was not one of them. But then Dr. Tapioca Weasel has also gifted, and of course, there's another Mothra. So that is our dying son, Lord Crocosquirrel, Andrea Ritsu, Gregory Nietsky, Liska Day Babbitt, and Nita were all given memberships. So now we have 10 drinks. I don't think I have enough booze for 10 drinks. We're going to have to finish when we come back from the break. So here we go. Here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. 4. And that's it, I'm done. So we're going to have to do the next 6, plus the one from Bliss Winters, after we get back with more beer.
Glorious.
So thank you very much, guys. We will be right back after these stylish tunes from Beethoven, and also maybe, ads, because I sometimes insert ads. And there's another Mothra, so we're going to drink 8 times when we get back. Goodness. And, okay, 9 times because of Carrie Bronson. Thank you. We'll be back shortly. Hey everybody, we are back. I'm gonna pour this this beer. I think everyone has
Me too.
either already gotten refills or is currently refilling. So then we're gonna drink 6 times for the memberships, and then we are going to get into the super chats and membership milestone chats that we missed, some of which are going to require drinks. Then we'll do a quick word from our sponsors. Me.
What are we drinking?
I am still drinking Shot Top.
I am still drinking Sleeman's.
Nice.
It's got a beaver with a maple leaf as the logo.
Very, very
Nice.
appropriate. Very Canadian.
I don't know if you guys can see it.
Kind
Even
of.
original.
I can just barely make out that's probably a beaver with a...
It's more legible than the map Kent showed.
True. All right, guys. So first things first. Here come the 6 drinks. So let's get the drink counter ready so we don't lose track. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, then, Bliss Winters, who's been a member for 7 months, sends a Mothra, a pelagic tunicate, and a Godzilla. So Godzilla and Mothra go out for dinner, and I hope they eat all of the pelagic tunicates, and then now they're extinct. We'll take a drink for that.
Yay! Speciesism.
Then Olivia Williams, who's been a member for 10 months and is at the tetrapod level, and whose thing just went away from me there, says, I must get my bus to work. Well, Olivia Williams, I hope you have a wonderful time at work and that your boss is not a dick. And also... Not
a AIG.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But also Olivia sends a pelagic tunicate, but also a Mothra, so we take a drink for that.
one of these days, I'm gonna take one of these big old A&W mugs, and it's gonna fill like, I could probably fit, this is one beer. So I could probably fit 3 of them in there. And so one of these days, I'm
Yeah.
gonna start off one of these with 3 beers already in the mug, ready to go.
Do it next time. Next time you're here. Carrie Bronson for $5 says, AIG is a bag of that which extendeth like a cedar, and that which is near stones wrapped in sinew. Tying in the
That's a good
Job. Tying in
That's
Job. Nice. Oh my goodness, that's really good. And then, of course, Trail Mix, who's been a member for 2 months and is at the Amniote level, sends Godzilla, Mothra, and a pelagic tunicate. Goodness, can you believe that I actually spent time on Blender making a 3D pelagic tunicate that I could render out so that I would have my own original art for the pelagic tunicate?
Blender,
Yes, I
By
can
the
believe you would
way.
do that.
Blender has some interesting animation stuff going on that you may or may not be interested in. I do not know if it's going to help with rendering time, though. It kind of looks like it might make it worse.
Right. Also, Catherine Delgado has sent an interesting, blank is a blank of blank with periods for the blanks. I think I know what Catherine is going for. I almost said Kathleen, but I was like, no, that doesn't sound right. It's probably not that.
There's no L in there.
No, there's not. You know what? I think I know what we're going for here, so I'll take a drink for that, too. Which, by the way, Bent,
Creative enough.
that's a 2-2.
That's a 2-2. We got a 2-2.
Yep. So, when is our next Kent with Bent? Let's double check.
They call him Tutu.
I believe our next
Beethoven
Kent with
Tutu.
Bent is next month on the 7th.
Okay.
So, there you go.
If you get enough money, will he just be in a tutu every single one?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
And how much money would that be?
It's a good question.
Yeah, I don't
Next
know.
question.
You know what, TD, who for saying pelagic tunicate supremacy, here's a
Time him out.
Here's a
Time him
timeout.
out.
Yep, he just got timed out. There's a 300-second timeout for you, buddy. That's what you get.
I love coming over here and visiting. This is so much fun. I would also like to point out we have made it to our like midway mark where we all need more drinks again, and I have not dropped our F-bomb. It's not me
Yeah,
yet.
no, that's impressive. I'm
Right?
very much impressed.
I'm proud of
still
myself.
All right, so now the quick.
I'll definitely drop it. I'm just proud of myself.
Well, yeah. The quick commercial from our sponsors, which of course is just my Patreon, which means it's a whole bunch of you guys, actually. So, guys, as I'm sure you know, YouTube is very unreliable, right? For a while now, it's actually been doing pretty well at making the channel self-sufficient, but they could just demonetize me at the drop of a hat or just delete the whole channel. I don't really have a whole lot of say in that, nor do I have a whole lot of legal recourse if something like that happens. But if things like that happen, I would want to try to be able to continue to produce content for you guys, even if it's on a channel or a different platform or something, or even if it's on this channel, but like they're just not giving me money for it. What can help with that, it can make that more secure, is the Patreon, because the Patreon, in addition to not being dependent on the whims of YouTube, also gives me a higher cut of what people give. So if you're interested in that, please do check out the Patreon. It's linked in the description. I would like to get it to the point where the Patreon is enough that the channel is securely self-sufficient. It's close right now. It's actually not that far. I would like to get it to that point. So if you're interested, go check that out. There's lots of perks. You can gain access to the Discord server that's just for people who are supporting, which includes members on YouTube. So
I appreciate. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, sorry. You can get in the credits. You can have your name actually spoken in the credits, not just listed. You can get video requests, 3D assets. There's a whole back catalog of various 3D assets that if you want, including my wonderful procedural poop pack that allows you to take any object in Blender and make it look like it's made out of poop.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
How much time did you spend on that?
Like 3 or 4 hours.
Nice. I enjoy how the chat has turned into a revolution against you at this point.
Yes, yeah, they're
It's
just
tunicates.
Yeah, there's a tunicate uprising, and I don't appreciate it. The tunicate was in there so that you could do things like compare Kent Hovind to a tunicate, not so that you could afflict my eyes with infinite tunicates.
Well, and mistakes were made.
Yeah, apparently.
Apparently now I'm gonna have to do like a solid 3D render on like a painting.
Chesh, tell you what, if you want to learn some Blender, let me know. We can work something out.
Why would I need to learn Blender to do it? But also, yeah, we should do that.
Okay. Blitz Winters for $6 says, Dapper giveth the pelagic tunicate, Dapper taketh away the pelagic tunicate. Godzilla. I'll take a drink for the Godzilla.
The Lord, listen, history is being made right now. Those of you out there who are banding together against the tyrant that is Feathered Dapper Dinosaur.
Also, Tesla Ranger says the pelagic tunicates are revolting. True in multiple ways, Tesla Ranger. They are revolting.
Can we have a Kent made out of poop? Yes, you can.
Yeah, if you can get a 3D model that looks like Kent, then yeah, you can absolutely make it look like it's made out of poop. It comes with a procedural shader, so that it looks like the material is poop. And it also comes with a procedural geometry node, so it gives it that 3D poop texture with all sorts of, like, it's all bumpy and craggly and gross. And,
Nice.
Yeah, it's...
Angly, ingrown anus.
I don't know
AIG backwards.
All right, let's actually hit play so we can get through a little bit more of this. We've gone through 2 whole minutes of this, guys.
Man, is this just because is it because I'm here? Is this, or is this like the way it goes? Because I feel like when I'm watching, we get way more Kent, but when I'm here, we get almost none.
Look, it's always slow, but it does slow down when you're here, which is okay. We bring you here for a reason.
That's why we bring you here.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
Breaks it all up. The black sand beaches in California. I don't know if you remember that, Eric. You might have been too young, but we used to go just north of San Francisco. We would see the black sand.
Oh, I want to point out, Jonathan Stucker said, I wish I were in a position to support. Hey, if you are not in a position to financially support the channel, just being here, liking, and sharing is a huge help. Do not feel like you need to do more than that. That is strictly if you can afford it and it's something you value enough that you want to support it that way. If you cannot afford it, I do not want your money. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your bills. And if, after all that, you have some money left over, then maybe think about giving it to me. Please do not give me money you don't have. TD Lane for $5 says, you cannot silence the permanent tunicate revolution. Glorious leader of the People's Front of Tunicates, Leon Tunicate, will lead us to victory.
Leon Tunicate.
Oh, that's it.
Spartacus moment
okay.
incoming.
TD Lane is banned from the channel.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
And the beaches, they were obviously from a lava flow that flowed down and hit the water and cooled off and broke up quickly.
Okay,
Oh yeah,
but
he's getting
that's
volcanoes
not-
wrong. I forgot.
Yeah, but that's not Mount Ararat, which is, as we've had pointed out, is a stratovolcano. It doesn't have any pillow lava. In fact, stratovolcanoes generally don't erupt in, like, lava flows that could create pillow lava. They tend to have very
Do we
ashy
know when the
eruptions.
last time Mount Ararat even erupted is?
I mean, I'm sure someone does. I certainly don't.
I'll Google
I don't
it.
know.
I'll
Do it.
Google it. Hold on.
Made this black sand. Mount Ararat is obviously a volcano that erupted underwater.
Take a drink. Not only is there no pillow basalt associated with it, it's a stratovolcano, which basically means it's a volcano formed sort of like a blister. Let me take the quick drink. Okay, so
Greater Ararat remains volcanically active. It last erupted on July 2nd, 1840, when a pyroclastic flow issued from radial fissures high on its northern flank, accompanied by a phreatic explosion. Unconfirmed eruptions may have occurred in 1783 CE and 1450. Oral traditions recount an eruption in about 550 BCE.
And also, so a pyroclastic flow, which is more typical of a stratovolcano, is actually really hot ash and volcanic gas mixed together. So
You mean as opposed to what only occurs underwater?
Yeah, or what could possibly turn into a pillow basalt.
Okay.
So
Yes.
a stratovolcano is formed basically the way like a blister is, right? So how does a blister form? Well, you have a pocket of liquid under the skin that puts pressure on the upper layers of the skin, and then it bulges out, right? That's like literally what a blister is. A stratovolcano is sort of like that. There's a liquid magma chamber underneath that's putting high pressure and pushing it up. But when they erupt, they tend not to erupt in the way that, like, the Hawaiian volcanoes erupt. They erupt explosively, and there's very little liquid because it almost all ends up as ash. And then it falls as ash, whether it be in the water or on land. So, and as we've had pointed out, yeah, there's no known pillow basalt associated with Mount Ararat.
Because of the type of lava it is made out of, called pillow lava.
So Dr. Tapioca Weasel says, I'm seeing a pretty good like to viewer ratio. How does that affect who you like compared to how much you like, compared to how much we deserve it? Well, I would like to say that in this case, I know many of you much less than I would like. We'll leave it at that. In fact, actually,
I know too many of you more than I would ever hope to want.
And also, I think we actually have more likes than we do viewers, because currently we have 95 concurrent viewers and 98 likes.
I see 99 likes, but whatever.
Oh, I do see 99 now. So, there's always going to be some little bit of delay between different pages. And
hey, listen, stop justifying it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Dapper Dino's channel. We're watching this dumbass be a dumbass. Woo!
Hooray!
And drinking for it.
Yes.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, happy
Thanks for hanging
Valentine's
out
Day.
with us.
Yes,
All
if you're here,
people, where do they all come from?
Some of these people might be here with their partners.
True.
Yeah, that's because none of us are actually lonely, and relationships are whatever we define them to be. So if you're spending time with people that you care about, are you really lonely?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Existential.
And there are
Thank you for the evidence and reason. How's it going, Sal?
some folks who are convinced it's up on Mount Ararat. I think it is possible that as a volcano is rising up or as the mountains are lifting up, that the ark would get snagged on the side as it comes up, but I think it's unlikely. It is more likely that an ark would come to rest in what is called a nested area.
I think he just means a valley.
Maybe.
Oh, Vadim Slamovsky Radchenko says, does English have no biblically euphemism for intercourse? If you say no biblically, most people who are familiar with the Bible will know what you mean, although it's not a very common euphemism for intercourse.
Does evidence and reason agree? Does Sal, do you agree with Kent here? Do you think it's on Mount Ararat or not on Mount Ararat?
Good question.
By it, I mean Noah's Ark, the
Wait.
boat.
I feel like that's not how you say that in French. Le boat?
Le boat.
I don't know.
Le
I'm not
boat.
fluent in French, although I do think I know more than you do.
Bodie McBoatface.
Yes. I like that they named like a little excursion boat, Bodie McBoatface on the
Yeah, they did.
the ship that was voted to be named that, but then they named it after like
Cowards.
well, who did they name it after though? It was like Richard Attenborough. It was like
Yeah.
the Richard Attenborough, and on it had a boat named Bodie McBoatface.
Because they're cowards.
Yeah,
They
I mean,
asked the internet gave them an answer, and then they went, maybe not.
Never ask the internet to name things. It's always a bad
Listen,
idea.
if you're gonna do it, you have to commit. Otherwise, you're a
Oh, yeah.
coward.
Cross-Platform Adventures, who's been a member for 1 month and is at the amniote level, says tunicates are more closely related to vertebrates than to the lancelet, so eating all tunicates might include us phylogenetically. I'm pretty sure tunicates still form a monophyletic group, though, even if they are more closely related to vertebrates than either is to lancelets. I did forget to discourage doing the drinking game. Guys, do this drinking game at your own risk.
Yeah.
Know your own limits.
We don't take any responsibility.
Yeah, this is a you thing. Anyway,
Be safe.
If the mountains are lifting up under the water, if there is a small pool that slowly drains off, surrounded by a ring of mountains,
so a valley. Yep. Okay.
that's called a nested area.
It's called a valley. What are you talking? I'm taking a drink. I just can't with this. You're
Geography.
literally just describing a valley. My. I don't even know what to call them. I'm done. I'm taking a second drink. I just can't.
The bateau.
It's more likely for a floating object to get caught there and settle out in a plain somewhere. Many people think this is Noah's Ark right here.
That
That-
looks like a mountain.
That
Yeah, I know.
mountain is Noah's Ark.
What are we supposed to be looking at?
I think many more people think it's not Noah's Ark.
All right, here's what we're doing. We're gonna start a poll.
Do we
Can
see Noah's
you
Ark yet, though?
see a boat in this picture?
I like turtles.
I'm pretty sure those are
Yes.
those are dragon spines that we're looking at right now.
Yeah, because Roger said so.
Roger Rabbit?
No, Roger from Mud
May
Fossil
as
U.
well be.
So we have. Can you see a boat in this picture? Yes, no. I see a turtle. Those are the options. Guys. Don't
I
decide.
like turtles. I definitely gonna see a boat.
I've also been informed that the famous Christian theologian who was the bishop of Hippo in North Africa, his name is correctly pronounced Turtle. So there's Saint Turtle of Hippo.
Really?
That's
This
what my
is
audience
appropriate.
said. Yeah.
I am going to believe them with no question, and I will in fact take this factoid with me out into the world.
Well, the name Saint Turtle of Hippo has made it into at least one of my video scripts so far.
It needs to make it out of Wikipedia.
Well, I'm not going to be the one in charge of editing the Wikipedia, but
Somebody might.
Somebody
I
might.
believe
It's
in
true.
you.
Yeah. We're not going to leave this poll up for very long because I want the picture to be up.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I think can I make a prediction?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
That's a vagina.
Thanks, Roger from Mud Fossil U.
That's my prediction.
In case you guys don't know, I have a video series that I just finished, recording and releasing about Roger from Mud Fossil U, and it's actually not about his mud fossil stuff. It's actually about some particle physics stuff. But I illustrate.
Which he gets wrong.
Well, he gets very wrong. I illustrate the kind of intellect we're dealing with some clips from his previous videos, including one in which he just identifies a cave as an actual literal fossilized vagina that's 15 feet tall somehow. Because that's just
supposed to belong to a giant.
Yes.
That belongs in a museum.
All right, so we're going to end this poll, and the majority of my audience has seen a turtle with I see a turtle at 57%, no at 37%, and yes at 5%. I'm not sure what you 5% are looking at, but okay. And that's with 56 votes.
Obviously.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, TD Lane says, I feel physical pain when you say Mud Fossil U. Yeah, no, it's painful. I mean, this is a guy who said that gluons are electrons and photons are made of two electrons stuck together.
Tetsujin said, did ancient astronauts create this exotic boat-like structure in the rock? Who can say? No, it was the ancient astronaut theorists.
Oh, they did it. They made the boat
They
rock.
did it. It was
Got
them.
it.
Of
All right.
course.
Let's see what Ken has for us. Oh,
This is
there we
a
go.
boat-shaped object. It is 17 miles away from Mount Ararat. Now, Ron
I think he means that weird little basa with a ridge around it. That's
You mean the
clearly
vagina?
made of, yes, that's clearly made of rock. But Ron Wyatt has something to say about this. I'm just taking a drink for Ron Wyatt. My goodness, I can't with Ron Wyatt.
Oh, God.
Dr. Tapioca Weasel, who, by the way, is in fact a
Oh, look at
PhD
phone.
physicist, says, I've been thinking it over, and maybe he's right, and photons really are electrons, and my career is a mass group hallucination. Amazing. Yeah, Origami Swami says, it's the bottom half of the image, it's that stupid boat-shaped rock formation young Earth creationists keep bringing up. Yeah, I mean, I think it's, like you said, it's in the bottom right, and it's like a weird sort of diamond-shaped rock.
Has anybody called this man?
Ron Wyatt?
Richard Reeves.
Oh, I have not.
Don't call him or Ron Wyatt.
You guys need to start doing so. You guys need to start calling these numbers that Kent drops on air.
Yeah, I don't want to get accused of harassment.
What? You calling them once is not harassment.
Yeah, but he uses the same numbers over and over. This is probably his fourth or fifth time using
Yeah,
Richard
I didn't
Reeves
say you had to
number.
call them every time they showed up, although that would also be really fucking funny. And then
Oh,
the
there it is.
F-bomb drop.
There it is. We got about a half hour left, and we got our F-bomb drop. Thank you very much, Chesh.
Listen, it would just be really funny, alright? If you were just every time Kent brought something up that had a phone number to it, you call the guy up and be like, hey, so Kent's saying this thing, he's got your number here, can you give me a statement on this?
Nice.
Every single time.
All right, we're going to see what else Kent has for us. We've gone through like 3 whole minutes.
Wyatt was a good friend of mine. He died about a year and a half ago. His website, wyattmuseum.com, has all sorts of data on this topic if you want to study this object right here as being a possibility for being Noah's Ark.
That's a rock.
It's a rock. It doesn't even look like it's made of wood. What are you talking about, Kent? Is this rock Noah's Ark? No, it's a rock.
Is this a bird?
Like,
is this an ark? It's just a rock.
right.
Actually, I've heard that it's an atheist.
You know what?
What's
Chesh,
happening?
I need you to do the butterfly meme, except instead of a butterfly, it's just a rock. And
a rock.
The person is labeled Kent Hovind, and he says,
Yeah.
"Is this a boat?"
Okay, I'm opening Critter right now.
All right, awesome.
I'll work on this.
Awesome. Jessica for $4.99 says AIG are a plumply packed pouch of plush, polished purple pocket push pops. Amazing.
There we go.
First off, thank you for your alliteration. Second off, thank you for the alcohol.
Yes. This is one of the most drink-heavy streams we've ever done, and it's not all that close either.
It's not enough.
Yeah.
Richard Reeves is a friend of mine. He took over for Ron Wyatt. He has been there many times. There's a picture of Richard with Mike and I out by the climbing wall. Richard and his family have been down here several times, and they've got a museum up there just south of Nashville that is worth stopping and seeing if you want to see the museum, Wyatt Museum. The guys who think it's down in the valley, this is information about the ark down in the valley, okay, if that's it.
Yes, if that rock, that's clearly a rock and not a boat, is the ark. Okay, Kent.
Deborah, I'm going to need you to do me a favor. Can you pause when Kent is at like a 3/4 view?
Yeah, I'll try.
Thanks.
Say it has collapsed in on itself and folded out.
Right there. I got it. We're good.
Got it? All right.
To the side.
Yeah, I got it. We're good.
Now, this term, Eric, you might want to learn, when a boat falls out to the side, it is splayed. S-P-L-A-Y.
Sounds like
That's on the quiz.
displayed.
You know what? I'll take a drink. That's true. That's what splaying is.
I'm writing that down for next week's quiz.
Savage Cobra for $5 says, in the words of noted litigator Vincent Gambini, everything that guy just said is bull. Beep. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, look, why don't I have what I believe is dumb set up on this? Guys, harass me later.
Why don't you have
about
that?
me having that set up on this scene? The answer is I don't have a good reason. The only thing I can think of is like I did spend all of this morning writing scripts instead of working on the scene for this. I'm working on a script.
This is you haven't gotten to it yet.
Yeah, basically. I've been working on a script on a Jeffrey Tompkins talk. And boy, it's always amazing because I always start off thinking that like the actual PhD holding creationists are like they're not going to just blatantly lie about very obvious things. Like they're not going to just call a shield bug, or sorry, they're not just going to call a cicada a shield bug, right? Like that. Why would you do that, right? It's like looking at a lion and calling it a brown bear or something like that. That's dumb. You wouldn't do that. But then he does. He just does. Like, oh, okay, thanks.
I feel like this is the situation where like something obvious happens and then Dapper's the shocked Pikachu face.
Basically. Like, I always think that the creationists are going to be doing better than they actually do, and then they always disappoint me by just being absurdly, blatantly dishonest.
How dare you have, like,
It's a shame.
expectations?
I know, and how dare I give them the benefit of the doubt, too?
Yeah, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I don't know. And the thing is, like, it's even the ones that I know some creationists who are like, oh no, I like this guy, I respect this guy, and then I look into it and I'm like, why?
Right?
This guy is terrible. But you know what? That's a discussion for later when more of those videos come out. Let's keep going with Kent, whom no one should respect, and whom very few people do respect.
Splay is a boat will, if the boat isn't built just right, it'll just fold out to the side. You don't want that to happen while you're swimming or
You
floating
don't
around.
want that to happen?
But-
Okay.
Yeah,
You don't want that to
Don't
happen.
want that. That's bad.
An old wooden boat, when people mention about Noah's Ark, I say, first of all, let me explain. It's been 4,400 years. I'm not sure anything is left.
feels like it's been 4,400 years since we started watching this.
Seriously. Also, he actually makes a decent point. Yeah, after 4,400 years, why would you expect to find a wooden boat? It's a good point, actually, Kent.
Of a wooden boat. Maybe nothing. Maybe there is no ark.
Yeah, Kent.
It's the smartest thing you said all day. Maybe there is no ark.
I'm taking a drink.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe, Kent. Maybe there is no ark.
You said
He got
the
something
quiet
right.
thing out loud.
Mm-hmm. Good job, Kent. Okay.
There's a possibility that for the last 4,000 years, people have been going there breaking off pieces to take home for a souvenir.
Yeah, that's the actual
I'm
answer.
sure
What?
that's where the ark is. It's in people's houses
Yeah.
as souvenirs.
I hope
Why
it doesn't
would
smell
you
like
think
teriyaki.
that?
You don't climb mountains to take pieces of wood off of arks for souvenirs? That's weird.
Yeah, why would he think? I don't understand where this is coming from. Is that because that's what he would do?
Possibly, yeah.
He has no respect or for either other cultures or other peoples or their locations or things they view are sacred, and the scientific method doesn't matter, and doing any kind of verification is complete garbage. He may as well just put it in his living room because, like, that's the place for it.
That's Kent Hovind for you.
Well, I'll
No, come on, you wouldn't do that.
I'll say this. You know the Parthenon in Greece? Every day they scatter marble chips across the floor of the Parthenon. The people could pick up marble chips without it actually damaging the Parthenon, so that people can come home and say, "Look, I got a piece of the Parthenon."
Yeah, people are definitely like that.
So yeah, like people would
I
do
don't know
it.
if my sarcasm was clear enough.
Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
When I say Kent Hovind, I mean, like, many people are like this.
Oh, by the way,
However,
Shanti already did up a quick is this a bird meme? He's got Kent Hovind, a random rock. Is this Noah's Ark? But I am also still looking forward to yours, Josh. So please do not.
I use the pet rock.
Very nice.
I am not offended by other people making attempts at this piece of artwork. I am sure that there will be many versions, and I look forward to seeing everybody's version, because this is, as far as I'm concerned, not a competition of speed,
Not a race.
nor a competition at all.
Oh, it's just a collaborative adventure.
This is a collaborative adventure for everybody to just make their own cool art about Kent Hovind being stupid, because this is what really matters in life. All right, like there's the lamentations of their women, there's seeing your enemies driven before you, and then there's making fun of Kent Hovind.
What about hearing the lamentation of their women?
I said that.
Did you? I must have missed it.
That was the first thing.
Oh, okay. Look, there's been a whole bunch of beer. Like a whole
not
bunch.
Enough.
Just 56 drinks worth.
Right?
Do we have a preferred font for this? I guess it would be Impact.
Yeah, Impact is usually the standard one. Although if you want to like increase the character spacing a little bit, that's fine.
Okay, sounds good.
So I feel like the default Impact's character spacing is a little on the tight side.
Yeah, it kind of depends on what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got, what's he saying? We've got is this, what is it? Is this
a boat, or is this Noah's Ark, or something like that?
Is this a boat?
Yeah.
And it's gone.
I remember the spacing of the meme.
You know, like the Catholics, when they become a priest, they will get a piece of the original cross of Jesus. Well,
what?
What?
Is that how that works?
No, that's not a thing at all.
I've never been a Catholic priest before. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
That is just not a thing. I don't know who made that up.
It sounds crazy.
All Catholic priests get a piece of the original cross? No. That has literally never been a thing.
I
just can't.
Okay.
Did he,
Oh
does
my
he
God.
dream about that kind of thing?
I
Is that
don't-
where that came from?
I don't even know.
He dreams of being a Catholic
It's
priest.
so ridiculous.
I can't imagine why Kent Hovind would dream about becoming a Catholic
Right.
priest.
Hmm.
Surely there's no negative connotation around that
Right.
whatsoever.
somebody figured out there's enough pieces of the cross of Jesus to build about 4 cities now.
Okay, so the only thing I can think
4
of...
cities for involving what? Like a Does it have a convenience store? Does it...
So the only thing that I can connect this to is during the medieval period, there were enough purported pieces of the true cross of Jesus in medieval Europe that you would be able to build far more than one, execution style Roman cross. And yeah,
You're saying there were
Yeah.
fakes in there? There were
Yeah.
phonies?
at the very least, most of what was being purported to be pieces of the true cross were in fact not pieces of the true cross.
What?
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
who'd have thought?
All
right, I am completed.
So Soulcat says, has Hovind actually exceeded one Hovind? Which is, of course, our unit of dumbness. So here's the thing about that. Hovind, defines that, and it all goes into, an average, right? So if you think he's exceeding the normal amount of Hovind, that actually just changes our calibration curve. So Hovind actually can't exceed one Hovind, technically. So, yeah, that's how that works.
I have provided my version.
Oh, nice. Did you send it somewhere?
I put it in the Discord.
Oh, okay. I will take a look.
Nice.
Yes.
Right? Not bad, right?
Yes.
I
I
like
like it. I think these are going to be compiled into a community post.
I'm gonna share it. Do you want me to share screens and you can flip over?
Sure. If I can do that. Oh wait, no, it won't work very easily with the screen set up. I'll just share it as a community post later.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that'll mess up.
I'll put it on Twitter.
Yeah, that works too.
I'm
Yeah,
not in the
Savage Cobra
Discord
says
yet. I'm a member, but I'm not in the Discord yet.
Get in there.
How do I? I'll go do that.
Okay.
I'll also do
Savage
that
Cobra
then.
says, Jesus multiplies fish and bread. Why can't he multiply crosses? I mean, I guess that's fair. That actually was
he could, but it still wouldn't be the same cross, though, right?
Well, to be fair, that was actually an explanation put forward in the medieval period. Was like, oh, we have too many relics. Maybe God just duplicated the relics, and they still count. Yeah, okay, maybe.
Maybe that's what happened.
Maybe, yeah.
Where do I find the
He was strong
Discord
carrying that
link
thing up
if
the
I'm a
hill.
member?
I don't know. The best two possibilities seem to be that it's on Mount Ararat.
Tom Walden official says, Dapper, I'm a supporter of Ken Hovind, but I wanted to stop by to say I love your thumbnail for this video. Great parody movie poster theme. Thank you.
Oh, that was a parody?
Yes, I had a lot of fun sticking Darwin's face onto Ricardo Montalban's frame. It was actually, I was like, yes, let's do it.
That
and
is
then
pretty great. That
getting
is pretty great.
a cool 3D font effect from the original movie poster. It was look, I always have fun with the thumbnails for this. Like last week was Clark Gable gently nuzzling Kent's cheek for a kiss. It was very heartwarming. Kent would never score someone as amazing as Clark Gable, let's be honest.
It's down in the valley. Now, there's a third group that says it's over in Iran. It's not even in Turkey. It's in a different country. There's a series of...
Yeah, like Russia. Maybe it's just in Russia, which apparently is also Georgia. Hillhooker for $5 reduce says AIGR duplicitous dishonest drove of drooping dinosaur dongers draping dangerously down. Damn. Take a drink for that one.
I like it.
That's poetry.
The alliteration really, really makes it better. It's
definitely sells it.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. If I can figure out where the heck my mouse cursor is.
Mountains over there where they think it is.
Let's asking for a friend real quick, Dapper. If I were a member recently and did not, for whatever reason, because I'm a fool, did not have my Discord attached to my YouTube, where would I find the link?
So I'm gonna go ahead and ask my channel mods to get the link for the tutorial on how to link your Discord to your YouTube channel. But I believe it is under settings, and there should be apps and permissions or something like that. And you should be able to link accounts in there.
All right. I'm pretty sure I did this. I wonder if it doesn't automatically do it if you're Onision is back?
Oh, that's unfortunate. Also, Tom Walden, official. What is with the meme of everybody putting official after their name? Because I noticed it from a lot of creations. I've seen it from a few other people as a parody. But
I wanted to ask that too. What is that about?
At least with Kent, I know that there have been some impersonator YouTube channels, but I see that from a lot of people. Like Mark Stoney has a Mark Stoney official channel. Are there a lot of Mark Stoney impersonators?
As a supporter of Kent Hovind, would you be willing to come and hang out with?
Hello.
I said if as a supporter of Kent Hovind, would you be willing to come and hang out with us?
It would be interesting. It would be an interesting thing to talk to a non-ironic supporter of Kent Hovind and ask just why.
Absolutely. I would love to know, like, you're supporting Kent Hovind. I would love to know, like, what your reasoning behind supporting Kent Hovind in the face of, like, how problematic he is as a person. I would love, and I will absolutely host that conversation. It'll be totally chill. Like, I got Debate Hub. It'll work perfectly for it.
Paleologos said Paleologos official. Do it. Do it. Add official to your name. Actually, so if you were here
do it on Twitter.
If you're here on Sunday for my my Superb Owl special, we talked about the article from AIG about how birds are totally not dinosaurs. Paleologos wrote a parody of that in which he just basically had the same article, except he swapped out whales for birds and mammals for dinosaurs. So it's just the same article, except about how whales aren't mammals, and it works just as well. And it's amazing. I love it.
That's brilliant.
That is impressive, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great. All right, here we go. Let's get more.
Searching over there. He thinks it's over in Turkey in this mountain range, only because of the verse that says they journeyed from the east to the plains of Shinar. And he says if you're going to journey from the east to the plains of Shinar, you have to go from Iran to Baghdad, which is where the plains of Shinar are. Shinar were. They are still. Anyway, he's...
Okay.
Is that a joke?
You know what? Yeah, I think it was. Let's take a drink for it. Okay. And here we go.
He's assuming, I think, of course, by that when they built the Tower of Babel, they stayed right where the Ark was. By the time they get to where they journeyed over to build the Tower of Babel, this is 200 years later. I don't think they stayed right at the Ark for 200 years. I mean, they could have walked over to Iran. It's not that far away. Okay.
I mean, I guess.
Assuming that's where the Ark landed, and I'm using the term landed kind of loosely, but again, you have to base your you have to base your assumption of where your what's the word I'm looking for, hypothesis of where the Ark landed on conjecture, and then you also have to say that they stayed inside the Ark for an additional period of time because they had to wait for plants to grow. But then also, why would they leave the Ark? The Ark is literally shelter that just exists. There's really not a whole ton of reason for them to move too far away from it.
Well, over the course of 200 years, you might have enough kids that you need to spread out a little bit.
Well, I mean, yeah, but if we're going to talk about biblical timeframes, we're talking about you have to have not only enough kids to move away from the Ark within a short period of time, but you also have to have enough kids that provide enough languages and enough separation to create Egypt and the Hebrews at the same time.
Oh no, that's post. That's post the Tower of Babel, though. Because until then, there's only one language, Chesh. You got to remember your biblical history.
That's fine, but you have to create enough people to build the tower in the first place, and then separate everybody, and then build up enough people, and the number of people that's a lot of people.
By the way, Savage Cobra official has gifted 5 Dapper Dinosaur memberships, which went to Spooky McGee, Riley Peak, Daniel Glasser, Cool Jesus, and LaserFan17. So let's take some drinks.
And Tetsujin makes a really good point. 200 years, that's like one whole generation. Yeah, we're talking about people that also supposedly live for longer than 100 years apiece.
Oh, yeah, I guess we're going for there's like a couple generations. Although normally I would think of that more like 7 generations.
To live like a considerably long period of time, right? So there's some
Chesh, we got 5 drinks to drink.
Problems.
Let's drink our 5 drinks. Here we go. 1. That means I now have to crack into my second beer. Or fourth beer, technically.
Next beer.
Here we go. Let's pour this in here.
Next beer.
You guys are going to kill me.
That's what the plan is.
Actually, everybody in your side chat is a fan of Kent Hovind that just wants all of us to go away and stop criticizing him, so they're making us drink a lot, so that way we'll kick it.
That explains it. All right.
Explains everything.
Here's the second drink. 3, 4, and 5.
Second beer squared.
Oh, goodness. We're at 64 drinks, guys. We're doing pretty well.
Alea is heading to bed. Good night, Alea. And
Good night.
to quote you, trans rights.
Yes, trans rights. All right. We're going to hit the play button.
And then journey to the east. So I don't know. I don't know where the ark is. But Ron.
That's the truest thing Kent has ever said. Make a drink. He does
Then
not know
why
where
is
the
he
ark is.
making an argument based on the location? I don't.
Great question.
I'm
Next
having
question.
a
He doesn't either.
Yeah, if you think he knows
doesn't
what
know.
he's doing, I mean, you're giving him a lot of credit.
He's just saying words.
Ron Wyatt's site is pretty convincing to me. They found iron rivets in that region. Of course, we know they had iron before the flood came. Tubal-Cain was an artificer in brass and iron, the Bible says. And it could be they
artificer,
actually,
like infusing things with magic.
No, I think in the more historical sense, in the sense that he invented things out of iron.
Oh,
Like
okay.
regular old things. Because remember, most of those things in D&D are based on real historical things that aren't super magical. In most cases.
I mean, artificer. D&D technically magic is a force of sorts that like it's a natural law. Just like
Yeah.
so, like it's got formulas. It's got yada 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 whatever. Nobody cares.
bolted
There,
the
I got
ark
like
together.
a lot of D&D lore in my brain, and I feel like we just don't need to go down that road.
Perfectly understandable. Even if you did start in the worst edition.
Oh.
It's true. No, that's not even shade. That is 100% correct.
Honestly, rather than a criticism, it's like a point of like, I'm sorry, Chesh. I'm sorry that your introduction to D&D was 4th edition. I really feel bad about that.
Listen, if you're sorry about that, you should have met my DM.
Ooh.
Oh, listen, we don't need to talk about the number of times my characters were grabbed by tentacles. All right, it's weird the number of times it's happened.
Maybe we do need to talk about that, but like on your channel.
Maybe we do. Yeah, okay, that's fair.
With the big rivets. Ron had several of them. I held them in my hand. It looks like, just like you would do a rivet today, a large steel pin, maybe an inch diameter, where you put a big washer over it and then beat the head to round it out. And it squeezes the wood together and it can't come apart. This is
Yeah, that sure is a rivet.
typically how a rivet is done.
Sure, we'll take a drink. Yeah, that's good job, Kent. You've described the basics of what a rivet is.
He's Newman. You guys ever see Space Jam?
Yes.
Yeah.
The guy who plays Newman is from
Wayne
Seinfeld. Is
Oh yeah.
Wayne Knight is the manager for Michael Jordan, and at one point he sees Michael Jordan and Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny go through the hole in the golf course, and so he's like digging a hole, and somebody went, "What are you doing?" Fixing a divot. That's
Nice.
Kent Hovind in this scenario. He's
Yeah.
Newman.
Yeah. And I
That's
mean,
classic.
yeah, you did manage to describe what a rivet is. I mean, I prefer to use modern rivet guns, but yeah, at its basic, it's just a bit of metal. But also, the NB asks an interesting question. Is he saying they lost the ability to make iron because Egypt and Mesopotamia were all Bronze Age during the flood? Yeah, that's a good question. If Tubal-Cain is coming right after Noah and he's an artificer in iron, then what's up with the Bronze Age? Because that was a whole big thing, right?
What's up with the Bronze Age,
Yeah.
bro?
How is it that... So, what gets you from the Bronze Age to the Iron Age? Basically, it's the ability to make hotter fires, right? Because the big difference between smelting copper and tin, which gets you bronze, and smelting iron is that copper and tin melt at lower temperatures. Iron requires you to basically double the temperature. It's a lot hotter. So, did people just forget how to make smelting furnaces between Tubal-Cain and ancient Egypt and ancient Mesopotamia and even ancient China? Because I don't know if you know, but not that long ago, an ancient Bronze Age Chinese sword was found, and it was still razor sharp enough to just cut paper without any particular effort. Which is cool because, I don't know if you know, but bronze just keeps its edge. Unlike iron, which just rusts away to nothing, bronze just stays sharp.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Of course.
Why don't we have scissors made out of bronze and cut knives in
Because
kitchen
they're
knives?
soft. That's why.
So
So
it's a
they
kitchen knife.
They don't lose their edge over time, but they lose their edge more quickly with use. The question is, are you going to be using this bronze knife for the next 50,000 years every once in a while? Or would you rather use this iron knife like every day, but for like 10 years?
Yeah,
How do
okay,
you
no,
do
that
it?
checks out. That checks out.
Yeah.
So how do you do it, Dapper, being 150 million years old?
There's
I
so
still use
many
steel.
tabletop
Okay.
fantasy nerds in the side chat, and I'm so happy to see you all. Hello!
Hello.
When I worked at General Motors, I ran the Rivet gun for a while, putting the frames of the trucks together. You drop this pin in about as big as your thumb. It's already got a round head on one side. You drop it in the hole, and you get this big machine that's held up by a little crane, and you have a motor, you can control it. It's like a big C-clamp. You put it over the rivet, and it squeezes it down into a ball on both sides of the metal, like a pop rivet,
Yep.
only this is as big as your thumb. And for jokes, some of the guys at General Motors would take just the rivet gun, put a rivet in it, and squeeze it, and it squeezes it into a perfect ball, or close to perfect ball. But it's red hot. All that pressure produces heat. Then you talk.
Also true, rivets are hot after you rivet them with a rivet gun. I guess I'll take a drink. I don't know where we're going with this.
He's talking about General Motors, which is, for anyone who doesn't know, the automotive industry. The automotive industry uses clamps, uses cranes, uses cat machines, uses lathes and drills and yada 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 all over the place. It is very warm. They use chemical treatments. I don't know what the hell this has to do with anything.
No, no one does.
Nothing.
By the way, Too Young to Feel This Old says, I really want to get into D&D, but I have no idea where to start. And that's at Chesh and at Dapper Dinosaur. Well, here's something. You are now able to access my Discord server, and my Discord server has a TTRPG discussion section. So I would suggest just heading in there, and you can probably find people who will either tell you good places to look, or who might even be willing to just play a game with you. You can try it out.
You can also just reach out to me somewhere.
Yeah, Twitter. If Chesh ever joins my Discord, you could just reach out there.
I have currently failed to join. I will try to do so after this. I love chatting TTRPGs. I'm saddened by the current events surrounding Wizards of the Coast, particularly because I like their lore, but, me having a PhD in their lore does not necessarily negate, make my knowledge useless. It just needs to be tweaked for your own usage.
Yeah, there you go.
Toss it to somebody. Here you go. That happened all the time in General Motors. I'm sorry about that. I didn't do it, of course.
Yes, he did.
The other guys did it.
I
But anyway,
for the bad joke.
these
Yeah, although it did technically land, but whatever, I'll drink for it.
It landed for the people there, not us. That doesn't count.
True.
But as somebody who worked in the automotive industry, having to deal with the amount of misogyny I had to put up with, let alone the amount that I am a very small person, let alone the amount that the kind that Kent Hovind just kind of radiates passively.
Right.
Shut up. Your joke is bad. You should feel bad.
rivets that are found up there are very convincing that they are indeed from Noah's Ark. And
How do you know what Noah's rivets look like?
Why are they convincing that it's from Noah's Ark?
Why aren't they any other rivets?
Noah also had a cock ring. He knows his diameter.
Oh, God. Okay, thanks.
Oh, sorry. Was that too far?
Yeah.
I just was not expecting that.
That's fair.
Although I did watch a movie called Jacob's Ladder last night.
skeptics will always
What's up?
I said, then you should know.
Yeah, well,
set up a straw man and they'll say, like the former preacher turned atheist. He said Noah couldn't build a wooden boat that big, and they didn't know how to work with iron back in those days.
I mean, again, what's up with the Bronze Age, buddy? Why is that a thing?
Yeah, in other words, I'm smart, everybody else is dumb.
Oh my God, I'm taking a drink. That's not what that means. The fact that technology has progressed through time doesn't mean people living in the past were dumb. I hate that so much. Yeah. All right, we're actually going to wrap it up here because we're at 6 minutes till the 2 hour point or so.
We need one more drink. We're at 68.
Fine. No, I'm seeing it's at 69.
Yeah,
You're behind.
Oh, I'm behind then.
Yeah, I don't want to go to 70. We want to keep it at 69. That's the
we
sex
end
number.
on 69.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like that's a soft rule.
If we get even close to 69, we have to get to it and then stop. No more drink triggers,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yep, and if we get to the 69 too early, then too bad. Then we have to go to the next one, which is like
420.
420.
That's quite a big jump right there.
Isn't there one that's like
Yeah, we
6?
need some.
Oh no, what is it? There's
We
one
need
in the
some
middle
smaller,
that's-
funny numbers between 69 and 420.
Is it? Oh, there's one that has 6 as the second number.
I don't know, but
Yeah, I don't know.
Chesh.
No, it's 4-6. So so there's 46 that you could do earlier, or you could do 146 because it's 4-6.
I'm not sure I followed that one. But what do you have coming up on your channel?
6, 46, 4-6.
Yes.
No? Okay.
What do you have coming up?
Listen, it's a stretch. I'll give you that much. So Friday is going to be a special Kent. Well, it's not. I guess it's Dumbfuck Friday. It's a special Dumbfuck Friday that's going to be a Kent with Ben over on my channel. It'll feature Bent and Dapper are both going to be over there, as well as Manya, and where we have a far more loosey goosey kind of approach. As much as this is already kind of a loose approach, it is very much we're legitimately just here to dunk on Kent Hovind, and we're going to talk about some of his more recent stuff rather than some of his older stuff. We're not here to talk about the science, we're here to talk about the behavior. So that's what we're going to run into on Friday. There might be something before Friday, like there might be something tomorrow, but I'm not 100% sure because I know I'm going to be busy with Dapper later tomorrow night, so that might not be a thing. I also have some stuff I have to reschedule because I was very sick, but we'll be back in full swing of things by, I believe, next week. So come and join us for that, as well as I'm currently scheduling talking about Ken Ham and AIG and Bill Nye the Science Guy, and that will be with Dapper and Landon whenever we get that scheduled. So if you like news, come over there. If you like dumb feck nonsense, join us over there. And if you like kind of just hanging out with me, join me on Tuesdays.
There you go. All right.
That's about it.
Bent, you got anything you want to announce?
Yes, as stated, will be on Cheshire's channel on Friday. I'm looking forward to that. A week from tomorrow, Top Hats Off. I'll be on Dapper's off-topic channel for Power Rangers RPG.
Yes,
Not-
Oh, I did get to play that recently.
You
I
did.
did.
Yes.
That
You got
was
to be
fun.
Mrs. Claus.
That was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yes, and you had a glitter gun and a candy cane staff, and you had healing hot cocoa. All very fun.
That was very fun.
I also make music. There's a link down in the description. Go click on it and download
free
all
music.
the music
Free.
for free.
Yeah.
And I have an Amazon wish list also in the description. So if you want to send some support my way, feel free to use that.
Yes.
Hey, Ben, where did you get that blanket in the background?
And I have this awesome blanket over here that I got from Dapper's shop. His Teespring, link in the description.
Indeed.
It's pretty great. It's a
I'm,
pretty great blanket.
I'm actually surprised by how nice that blanket is. It's actually really
You know,
good.
I've regularly found that with Teespring is their stuff is surprisingly higher quality than you would actually
Mhm.
expect. So if you've got a
Mhm.
streamer or a YouTuber that you're supporting and they have a Teespring store, do not be afraid that the Teespring stuff is going to be low quality. It's actually pretty. Everything I've ever gotten
be
from
good.
Teespring has been pretty. I actually have a notebook here. I'll show you. Yeah. Hold on, further down.
She's gonna fall.
Wait.
Oh,
Oh, hold on. I got it. Wait a second.
Oh
Where is it?
no.
It's stuck.
My goodness, this
What
is
the
this is so dramatic.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Well, I'll go into some stuff coming up on the channel while you work on that.
God dang it.
All right, so on the 16th, we have the first episode of a new series coming out about why it is that certain animals are both cool and also not disproof of evolution for no reason. That'll be on the 16th. It's using an ICR podcast, I guess, as the basis. Do you have the notebook, Chesh? I saw that you had a notebook. Ah.
This is a piece of artwork that I did, and I ordered the notebook for it. The quality of the pages is this is an old notebook, and it's still like intact.
Wow.
I've dropped like you can see there's stains on this. I like dropped crap on it. It's made it back and forth between like traveling and cities and all kinds of stuff. I've got character sheets that I've written down. If you're like making character sheets, it's solidly sized. The quality of it, like I can bend it. It's got like a little flap in the back, but like it's held its integrity pretty good.
Nice.
And it's got like a little bit of I don't even hear it.
No, I can't.
Yes.
It's got like a hard.
I can't.
It's clearly soft cover, like it's
Right.
bendy.
But it's got a
But
good
it's, like,
sturdiness to it.
Textured and pretty solid, and like the art comes out pretty good looking on it.
Awesome. All right, well, that's the 16th is that new episode there. On the 18th, we are having the Cambrian Bunny Awards. That'll be later on in the day than normal for Saturdays. That'll be over at like 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, I think is how that works. Then on the 21st, I'm hoping to do a Matt with Maddie. And then the 23rd will be the next episode of that same series that was on the 16th. And 25th, I'm hoping to do, unless something else comes up, the finale to Catholic creationism. Because for some reason, this one speech by some Catholic guy about how creation is great and evolution is taken us like 3 episodes to get through. So,
Are you really that surprised?
a little
How
bit,
much different?
actually.
How much different is like young Earth creationism from a Christian standpoint? Different. What do you say?
Like between like Catholics and Protestants or something?
Yeah,
Like
between
10%
like
different?
your Kent Hovind versus like your Catholic priest.
Yeah, basically this Catholic guy just talks more about various saints. That's it.
No,
Oh,
so
and-
basically the same.
Yeah, basically. There's very little difference. The big
More
difference
or
is
less
Catholics.
danger for about equivalent amount of danger for children is involved.
The big difference is that basically the Catholic guy is more likely to just attribute things to Catholicism specifically, as opposed to just the Bible. But with
As
that,
opposed
guys,
to a shampoo bottle.
well, yeah. With that, guys, we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much for coming. I hope that you enjoyed this. Remember, there are links in the description for how to support the channel if that's something that you want to do. And we're going to get out of here, and hopefully Chesh
Come find
will
me
be...
on Friday.
Yes, and hopefully Chesh will also be able to figure out how to join the Discord server.
Yeah, I believe in myself. I'll figure it out eventually.
You can do it.
Bye, everybody.
I can.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, but before you go, I just want to say a special thank you to my channel members and my patrons, especially those pledging $20 or above. Bob Knob, Work in Progress, Bent Hovind, Tapioca Weasel, Denny5252, Ian Chen, Landon Knoll, Mabbity Babbity, San, Sphincter of Doom, The Venerable Bede, Elleran Teller, Dr. Tapioca Weasel, and Pat L. Dennis. As you probably know, YouTube is a very volatile platform, and from month to month my income on the channel can swing wildly. But the people you see on screen are directly supporting so that I don't have to worry too much about that, and the channel can keep going as it is, and perhaps even improving. If you'd like to join this team, there are links below to join the channel or in the description to join the Patreon. The Patreon starts as low as $1 a month, and the channel memberships start as low as $1.99 a month. On Patreon, you can even get a discount for pledging annually. If you do decide to pledge, you'll get access to an exclusive Discord server just for channel supporters, as well as early access to all of my pre-recorded videos, often up to 2 months in advance. Higher tiers will unlock even better perks. Now, if an annual or monthly pledge isn't right for you, but you still want to support the channel, there is a merch store down in the description, as well as an Amazon wishlist, just for me. And if financial support isn't something you can or want to do, then if you still want to help out the channel, please just like and share these videos and make sure you comment on them. It really helps the channel out. Thanks again for watching.